All right. The main objective today is to help a colleague, friend, associate, mentor, partner. His name is David. So, David, this video is for you, but I figure it would be useful for multiple people, right? Sometimes people ask you stuff and you can help several people based on what one person asks you. So my intent is to help you, David, in addition to anybody else watching this video. This video is all about time management, organizations. David asked me to help him understand how organized I am. So I'm going to break that down. I'm working from a document that I put together, and this document may potentially become some kind of worksheet or something that I share with people. So I'm going to be looking from the side from time to time as I have like my script. And shout out to you, David, because that's one of the things you help me understand. We can have scripts with just about anything. So first things first, the first point I want to make in terms of like being organized and whatnot is there's this quote, and it's my favorite quote of all time. And the quote is know thyself. That is one of the most important things you can do before you dive into anything. Know what your strengths, your weaknesses are. So my favorite two types of personality tests and assessments are DISC, which is a lot of professionals know what DISC is. So, and David, I asked you a while back if you remember your DISC profile. And he was like, it's been years. So I encourage you to find out who you are in terms of DISC. Now, the reason why I mention that is because I am a high D, but I'm also a high C. I'm a CD, a DC, and what they call it is an implementer. I'm really great at implementation. So being high in C in compliance, it means I'm really great at organization and details, right? I happen to, the D happens to outshine the C when it comes to that. So that's one thing. Like sometimes it might not be in our best interest to try to become that organized person. We might have to lean on someone else. So a really great example for you, David, is I know I'm not the great. I know a lot of people don't perceive me well. So I partner up with people that perceive others well, like friendlier people that tend to be high in I personality. So that's one thing. It might be in your best interest to team up with somebody when it comes to organization, somebody that might keep you structured, organized, and detailed. Okay. Now, the next personality assessment that I really like as well is the 16 personalities assessment. And that's the ISFJ, ISTG, that's all of those things. And on my website, jeromelewis.com, I lay out my personality profiles, both the DISC and the 16 personalities, which is also known as Myers-Briggs. I lay that all out on my website so people can know who I am and understand what they're dealing with, right? Their strengths, weaknesses, pros and cons to everything. So that's the first step when it comes to like being organized. Know who you are, all right? Know what your strengths or your weaknesses are. And then I deal with a lot of real estate professionals. A lot of real estate professionals are not greatly organized. However, that's also not the best use of their time to be organized. It might be better to partner up with someone, an assistant or something like that. Now, the next tip I want to give you, tip number 2, it's time blocking. So I really use time blocking as an example. And I have a worksheet that I use as a really, really, really simple and basic worksheet. I can't remember exactly where I got this concept from, but I have this book called The Ultimate Real Estate Goals and Business Planner. And I put this together for me, similar to this video, but I also found that other people could use it. So I end up turning it into a product. And I have these very basic worksheets inside of the book, which I'm actually going to try to see if I can find so I can show it to you here. So let's see. I have them somewhere. And it's so simple. It's like a really simple worksheet, but it's really effective. What is it? Weekly goals. I'm searching for it now. So I want to pull up my screen because David, you kind of like what I do here, which I'm going to get to this. Like I keep a lot of stuff in Google. I keep a lot of stuff in Google. Weekly. So I have this. This is the sheet here. And David, you're more than welcome to get a copy of this. You can adjust it, modify it as you wish. But this is like my goal planner, and I work from this. So this, what I'm about to show you is, let me pull up my screen. It is within this book that I'm showcasing here. Like this sheet, this just happened to be printed out. So if I go back over to the sheet, you can see here, this is the goal planner. This is what I work from every single day when I'm working on goals. Like it's really simple what it is that I want to do. So I'm organized. I plan things out. You can see it here. These are my goals, my macro specific goals for the year. Let me see if I can go hone in a little bit more for you. These are my macro specific goals for the year, right? I'll lay them out in terms of vocation, career, finances, wealth. Anyone watching this, all you have to do is reach out to me, email me, and I'll send you a copy of this free. I'll send you a PDF more than welcome to have it. Next, I organize by category. It goes vocation, finances, wealth, family, mental. Then we've got physical, spiritual, social, and then we've got other. So there's 8 categories that I put into this sheet. We also have a copy of the planner that I'm talking about on Amazon. You can email me for that as well. Then, like, we go in. I don't know why it's not big enough for me. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So there we go. Then we go in. You can see. So let me go back and show you. Like, you can see the stuff I was talking about. Vocation, career, finances, wealth, family. I just write this stuff out, and writing is so important. I'm really big on writing, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Like, write first, like, get it out your brain, scribble it out, and then you transfer it digitally. That's what I do. Okay. So we got other there. Now, the next thing I talked about is like my goals, right? So I write out my goals. What are my goals for January? What are my goals for February, March, April, and on, right? That's the sheet. Again, if you want it, you can access it. But then once I break down the monthly stuff, I go and I break it down into weekly, right? So here's the weekly stuff. So what should I be doing for this week? You break it down. I break it down. Sunday is the day that I normally plan and start everything. And I write this stuff out not every week. I slip sometimes. I'm a human being, but I do my best to write this stuff out every single Sunday, every single day. I try to work from this sheet. What is it that I'm going to do? And I keep the sheet really tight because I put 4 goals, right? You don't want 50. You don't want 15. You don't want, like, per day. You want to write down 1 to 4 main things that you want to achieve. For example, so for now, today is Friday. I will write down my 4 main things for Friday. I just happen to be off this week because my children are in town from Georgia. Okay. But these are the things that I write. So it's recreation for me this week. I'm taking them out. But if it was a regular work week, my goals would be they would be filled out. Okay. So that's that planner that I wanted to show you. Next, I'm going back over to here to the sheet that I was talking about. Again, paper and whiteboarding. I do a lot of whiteboarding and writing. So that planner that I showed you a little bit earlier, that planner, I use that a lot. I use it a lot. So within the planner, there are a lot of blank pages. And I'm not trying to sell. I'm just taking through my process. There are lots of blank pages in this planner that I use. And they simply blank because it's easier for you to, like, get stuff out your brain and just like write it up. So that's what I do. If I flip through, this is a year. Like, I get one of these planners every year. If I go through, you'll see my notes and a bunch of scribble. I get the stuff out of my brain first. So even, for example, before I created this video, I wrote out what it is that I wanted to achieve and what I wanted to do. The next thing I have, I'm going to scroll over a little bit so you can see my whiteboard over there. That's my whiteboard, and you can see a little bit of my goals, but I write those things out. Now, there are these little orange things on there, which maybe I can explain another time, but these little orange triangle things that you're seeing, they allow me to take a picture of this whiteboard and create a digital product out of this particular whiteboard. It's pretty cool. I get them from Amazon. They're called Rocket something. I can't remember, but the product is from Rocket Book. And I use those things to transcribe and make my content more digitally. So I'm a huge fan of, like, just a blank space. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Like, not be boxed into specific lines. You get the ideas out your brain first. Okay. Now, the next thing, which I think you appreciated most, David, was you will see me pull out, like, certain documents and resources. This is my life hack. This is the secret on what I do. So as quickly as I was able to search for that goal planner, this is what I do. I use a lot of cloud-based resources, a lot of cloud-based tools. And I do have an iPhone, but I also have an Android phone. You can see both phones here. And I keep both for different reasons. I make the iPhone personal because my children are on iPhone and iPads, and it's just easier. And then sometimes when I'm meeting with sellers and professionals, a lot of people have iPhones, and it just makes things so much easier. But truly, I love Android and I love Google. And one of the resources I love from Google, iPhone has an alternative as well, is I love Google Suite. So I love Google Storage. I love Google Docs. I love Google Slides. I use everything Google. Whereas some people, they use the Microsoft stuff. And I know Microsoft is becoming more cloud-based now, but they have a subscription involved, and it can be a little complicated. So one of the things that I love about Google is that, number one, it's free. They allow you to use these things for free. Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and so many other, like, Google resources they allow you to use. Let's see if I can. No, that could be another video for another time. But David, that's the main thing. That's what helps me be so organized. I can easily search for things because I'm using that cloud-based storage, and I can search for it anywhere. I can search for it anywhere from my phone, from my computer. I can search for them anywhere because it's cloud-based. Okay, so that's what I recommend for you, David. Like, start to try to put as much in you as you can inside of Google. The next thing about Google cloud-based storage. The next thing, let's see, what am I trying to think of? Google. Oh, the next thing, what I like to do, I am an advocate for paying for things sometimes, right? So we were having a conversation with one of my role play partners. He talked about YouTube and paying for YouTube so you don't have ads, right? Now, I pay for Google Cloud Storage, and it's about $20 a year for like 100 gigs or something like that. So storage can become clunky and it can become expensive, but it becomes expensive when you're using a lot of stuff. So a lot of media. So a lot of media, such as video files, audio files, it can like really clutter your storage. So what I generally do is I use Google for pictures and documents because they're not heavy on data. Videos, it becomes heavy and you can run out of storage pretty easily. So I'm a huge advocate of using Google for documents, photos, and almost anything else outside of video and audio files because they take up a lot of space and a lot of storage. Okay, so I'm a really big advocate on using Google or some other cloud-based alternative. I have a few of them listed. I have Google listed, Dropbox, Apple, iCloud, and then there's another one called pCloud where they run sales once in a while, and I do like them. And I tend to use my videos. I tend to put my video storage over on pCloud because they give me more space. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you, David, is, and our audience, I'm going to show you this. 1 second. Is I generally try to document everything. So David, I've talked to you about this before where I'm like, if you get testimonials, feedback from people, I want you to put them all in somewhere, some folder, some document, right? So the document that I would recommend is I would recommend you pull up a Google Doc. And I'm going to lead by example and show you my Google Doc right now. And you've been through some coaching with me, David, where you've seen that I like to put everything in books. Okay, so I have like results and tons of results that I've helped people with, and I just simply put them into a document. So first, before I show you that, I want you to see me and this here. So this is the document you're about to see. I had it printed out digitally. I delivered this to some people, but not all of them, David, but every result, every win, everything that I try to just slap them in a document somewhere, even if it's not organized. Like at the point, it's like, okay, as soon as it happens, I try to make sure I document it. So we just had a recent win from Matt. He, which he got his listing under contract for 1.6 million. I have yet to put that in my document, but it's on my mind. I'm going to put that in there as soon as possible. I've been off, but this is the marketing implementation results. This is simply a Google Doc, and David, you understand how this becomes a book, but I want to show you something cool. Inside of it, you get to see you. That's you, David. Like some results, some testimonials that you've given to me, and I just put them in there. I put them in there as soon as possible. I put everything in there. I take screenshots and I just put it all in here. So I always have a resource that I can refer to. Boom, this is my testimonials document. This is my testimonials resource that I'm using, and it's simply in a Google Doc, which I'm about to show you here. So here's the Google Doc. I'm pulling it up now. You get to see this Google Doc. Let me go full screen on this. This is the Google Doc. This is Google Docs. You can see it's pretty simple, right? I just put everything in here, and then eventually I added an intro and whatnot. But the cool thing is I put everything in here, David. That's what makes me seem organized. I'm just putting everything, slap it all in. Boom, this is my Google Doc, and I can refer to testimonials anytime I want to. You see, I can click around and I just have tons and tons of testimonials. I think this is the last 5 years or so. I wish I would have started doing this 10 years ago when I started real estate and helping people, which I haven't. Okay, so you can kind of see this here. These are all the results, and it's just a Google Doc. Now, some people like to use Microsoft, and I just recommend Google because it's so easy, it's so simple, it's so plain. Yes, there might be a little bit of learning if you're switching from like a Microsoft or something like that, but this will make your life so much easier. It'll make it so much easier. Let's say I wanted to share this, for example. if I wanted to share this, I could easily share this. I don't have to worry about storage or downloading it and attaching it to emails. I can go right up. You can see me here in Google. I can left click on this share option up here, and then I can just share this document with someone so easily. So easily. So this is why I like the cloud-based stuff. This is why I like Google. It's so simple and easy to share. The next thing, just to show you, like this is the document of the script for the video that I'm writing. So if somebody want to access to this, I could easily just left click here, and find out, change the access, find out who I want to share it with, right? And I can copy that link and just share the link. So this is one of the reasons why I'm such a fan of Google, because it makes things so much easier. There's no downloading the file here. Remember where you found it. It's so easy. Now, really quickly, let me go show you here. Like I go into Google's Docs and their main page. Anything that I'm looking for, I can just search up here. I can click around and it's easy to find. All of this stuff is here. It's here. It's easy to see. It's easy to find, and I can access it from any computer. Any computer. That's the beauty of the cloud-based storage there. So I'm gonna go back, and I had one bonus that I believe I wanted to share. So there's a bonus that I wanted to share, and I've been implementing this a lot recently. This is for ChatGPT. So what I found to be the most useful way to use, like what most people do with ChatGPT, they come in to ChatGPT and they give it a command. Hey, create me an outline for 3 main points. Main points are organization, strategy, systems. Okay, keep it simple. All right, this is what I want ChatGPT to help me with. Now, the cool hack that I've been learning and implementing for everyone is like, what is it that you want to do? And then tell it, write me a prompt for this before you do it. That's the concept. This is not what I say each time, but that's the concept. I only want the prompt. And now the reason why I want the prompt is because I can organize it and I can see what it's going to do. So here's the prompt. Help me create a simple and clear outline that breaks down 3 core areas. Now, what if I didn't want 3 core areas? What if I wanted 4 core areas? So I can come in to ChatGPT and I can adjust this prompt accordingly. I can adjust it accordingly. So now what I want to say is 4 core areas, right? I could easily swap that out and change that, and then I can see the prompt, for example, right? So this is a cool hack that I wanted to implement. Let's see where else I implemented so I can show an example. Do I have it in seller testimonials questions? I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Pretty sure I do have it in here. So this was a testimonial prompt that I used for, let me see. Let me search for the word prompt. No, that's not correct. Because I just started formulating this prompt. I just started using it. So it has to be in something recent. Boom. Let's see. I got sales copy prompt in here. Prompt. Search for the word prompt inside of here. All right. Let's see. All right, so I can't find a prompt right now. I'm a little unprepared, but let's see. Prompt creator. Here we go. So I have a prompt creator document in here, and if you want access to this, everything that I shared or talked about, just email me and I'll send it. It's nothing like super professional or super clear or anything like that, but you can take the concept and you can implement the concept you want yourself. So here's the example. Help me come up with this prompt. I help real estate generate more leads. Help me come up with a niche target psychographically. This is another way that I implemented the strategy that I'm talking about. I said, help me come up with this prompt. Instead of telling it exactly what to do, I tell it to help me come up with the prompt first. And then I can see the prompt, which you see here, and I can adjust it accordingly. So I can say, I don't like this example, and I can adjust the example. I can say, I like this example, but I want to expand on it. So this is the prompt, this is the idea. This is the bonus that I wanted to implement. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the inside. Any resources, anything that you see here, if you want to access, just email me. My email is Jerome at digitalrealestatestrategy.com. I'll email any of these things over to anybody that messages me. I'm not, is no lead magnet or anything like that. Just reach out and I'll send it to you. Bye-bye.